Yes, loud and clear.
Perfect.
Okay, maybe we can start now. So I'll be hosting today, so sorry if you were expecting to hear Face's voice, but I'll be the one. So I guess we can start. Welcome everyone, and we can get right into the agenda we shared in the announcement channels. So for our town hall updates, we can start with the DAO Committee. So feel free to jump in, guys.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
First, yeah.
Yeah. So for the first 10 days of May, we have a few updates regarding grants. We have vested one grant and one winning bid so far with a total of $470,000, which they are Protocol Squad and Coding Case and Grant Support Squad for the second half of 2024. We paid the web curators for the month of April, and lately we swapped $500,000 mana for $210,000 to vest a previous grant that I mentioned. And we recreate a vesting contract for a post one grant after it was posted for the remaining 3 months of it, which is creativity and growth for Sandstorm platform. We posed 2 grants under the request of the Grant Support Squad, which they are Dual Arena Play to Earn and Stream ECL 20 hours a week with event and extra content for help and streaming. And good to mention that we vested 3 grants and 1 winning bid worth of $330,000 so far for the second quarter of this year. And that's all for the first 10 days of May so far. And thank you, and back to you, Ivy.
Awesome, Rim. Thank you a lot. Okay, moving on the next item, we have our governance squad. Not sure if Gene is in the crowd or someone of the governance squad is here. Oh, okay. So you're just pinging me that Gene is stuck in traffic. So we might have to catch up on governance squad updates later on. So we'll just move into facilitation. For operations side, just 2 things. We have the moderation tender proposal closing in 6 days. So if any community members wants to post a bid to get the moderation team, you have 6 more days to do so. And your item is the governance revamp we've been discussing on several channels and pretty much every day. So thanks everyone for the inputs. It's a big conversation you're having, so thanks everyone. We'll be having the session next Wednesday, so feel free to invite people, spread the word, and we can have that conversation in that space. Otherwise, I know we've been discussing this in several channels all the time, so that's great. Love the engagement. That's on operations. So, Nat, do you have something in comms?
Hi everyone, hope you guys have had a good couple of weeks. Hope some of you guys are busy in the game jam right now, and I have a short update for today. Can you hear me all right, Ivy?
Yep, loud and clear.
Just checking. So, like I mentioned before, I'm actually working on the final report for C3. I did have the last meeting with the cohort earlier this week, and I'll be incorporating their feedback into that report and sharing it hopefully in the next couple weeks. It's been taking me longer than I thought, so I will get that to you guys so you guys can take a look. Learned a lot during this process, but it was a great honor to work with Goldilocks, Frisky, Bumblebee, and Cheddar Case on all this. Then we're going to socials like always, continue to plan, post, and look at the social amplification channel. Sometimes I do miss that, so please always feel free to tag me and DM me and reach out if you have any questions or need me to help amplify in any way. And with that, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nat. Amazing. Hi, Gino. Do you want to jump in real quick? Or awesome.
Yep. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Hi, folks. How are you doing? Okay, I just have, well, I posted the project update a few days ago, but I will do a quick recap. The team is working on the projects feature. Basically, it's going to be a way to help the community and the grant support squad to onboard new grantees and to onboard new bidding projects over the bidding and tendering project. Basically, the way that we are showcasing proposals that were approved by the community and became funded grants by the DAO is really cluttered with a lot of information, and it's not clear to understand how the community is spending the money. You have to go through over the project updates, go to the vesting contract, and do different things to understand the health of the project. So we are working on streamlining that view. So basically, when either a grant proposal or a bid proposal becomes approved, it will be converted, the view will be converted to the project's view. So that's something that the whole team is working on. During the last couple of weeks, we've been working on I don't know if you noticed that, but the governance application is loading way more faster than it was before. That's because we moved away from technical framework that the foundation team who built the original governance platform a few years ago created to a new front-end framework that is way faster, and the developer experience is better, and it's also increases accessibility and SEO. So we've been doing that for quite a while. What else? Okay, regarding the bid projects, I don't know if you saw, but when the tender for the SDK support team got approved and the submission period for the bids finished and the voting period started, there was some duplicates and issues with the automatic publishing of the bid proposals. So we basically had to research what was going on there. We fixed the error, and now that is ready to. That is basically fixed. The cool thing is that it looks like we're going to start seeing more and more bidding and tendering processes, given that the grants are paused. So hopefully that will make the process of selecting bid projects way easier. We also created a new type of, give me a second, a new type of notification for project update comments. So basically that notifies the authors of the project updates whenever they receive a new comment on the project update. So if you want to ask a question, you want to ask for clarification or anything like that, if you have the notifications enabled, you will get a push notification regarding that. So I posted some designs on the project on our project update regarding the project view, if you want to take a look at it. And I think that's it. Oh, one small thing regarding something that we've been discussing on Discord in the last few weeks, days, whatever, regarding a conversation about splitting the grants payouts between operational, which would basically be the core units, and community grants. We added that to our backlog, and we're probably going to work on that in the next few weeks. So that's something that's planned on our side as well. And yeah, I think that's it.
Amazing updates. Okay, then last we have the Grant Support Squad. So, Fifi, all yours.
Hey there. Well, no singing today. I will do it later. Hello to everyone. So I have a quick update from our squad, and then we have one grantee will be Dual Arena showing their updates. So let me start by saying that this month we started officially our renewal. So here is our roadmap for this month. We are focusing on improving the grants program this time. So for that, we are preparing a workshop for the summit this month. And then we're going to continue with those learnings to share with everyone in the community as well, and not only for the ones who are going to be here in Buenos Aires. Also, what we're doing today, what we're doing this month, threads about core units. I created the threads for core units, but since we are doing town halls regularly and we're giving our updates here, I haven't created before, but now every core units have their threads. The Facilitation Squad are going to, they're finishing this grant for this period, so I will wait for them to upload the new renewal, and I will create it for them as well. But you should find every grantees with a thread, and if you don't, just let me know, and I will check that. So blogs. Regarding blogs, we are working in two new blogs right now for next month. For those who haven't checked the last one, this was the last one for April. So I think you like it. And also Inkeeper has another blog. For Testing Tuesday, we have next week DAppCraft. So everyone, please join to this new bidder and tender project that is going to showcase to the DAppCraft team. Also, we have doing some onboarding, some posts. The SDK team was onboarded this month, and also there was another one that the advertiser platform. But since we do find some problems there, we paused that project and sent it by the relocation committee to take a look. Also, the relocation committee is still working on the project for entertainment and education for women and minorities, and we are waiting for them to publish their decision. Okay, so well, let me check, because before I go to Arena. Okay, so I think. Oh no, that was all my notes. We are still working with 42 projects, and two projects are still paused. One was unpaused today. That was Stream, DCL, and Bingo. So they are ready to finish their project right now. And two projects are incomplete for now. Well, 13 projects are already complete this month, so well, that's super great. Okay, I don't think I have more things to say today, so we can go to Lorena. Let me check the chat. Okay, so let me go there.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Town Hall meeting of Dual Arena. In this update, we want to showcase the progress we have gone through. As you can see, the entire environment has changed. We also added multiple new features to the game which we want to show. Let's start with the AFK mining cave. In this cave, you can mine essences completely AFK. To mine the rock, you will first need to buy the pickaxe from the marketplace and then equip it. Then all you need to do is click on the rock, and it will mine the essence shard for you. Once you have collected a minimum of 25 shards, you can convert them to a whole essence at the compressor. Simply click on the compressor to start the conversion. We also added randomized shards and worms that you can collect all over the map. Worms can be used to bait fish, and shards can be used to buy tools, or it can be used to collect a whole essence currency. Some other notable changes are the environment. There are new trees, roads, lakes, bushes, stones, and even a new Japanese-style hut. There are two key events that you are able to participate in. We hold leaderboards events where we rewarded the top 5 players $500 each month. The second event are knockout tournaments. The winner of this tournament will be rewarded with $1,000 and will obtain a unique champion's belt wearable. Before we say goodbye, we want to show you an epic battle between Didi and Kurd.
Okay, thank you so much for Lorena for showing this. That I get muted. So that was it from our side.
Okay, thank you, Pipi, and super excited about the summit workshop. I'm sure it's going to be super cool. Okay, before we jump into the open forum section, we have Kim. You wanted to take a few minutes, Kim? So.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to talk to everyone that has a game in Decentraland. So if you haven't seen, I can link to the blog here, but we have our gaming expo coming up at the end of June, June 26th through 29th. We are currently doing a call for games for anyone that has a live Decentraland game. You can apply to have a free expo booth at the summit. I'm sorry, not at the summit, at the expo. You can have a free booth that'll be in the plaza that'll drive people to your game. So I know we've had a few submissions, but I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of it. It's very low lift for you with your game. It'll be a few image assets. You can add a video if you want. The template, thank you, HP. The template is there so you guys can kind of see. And the link is also in that tweet. So you could fill out the application and then we'll follow up with those selected, which as long as you have an active game in Decentraland and it fits the criteria mentioned, you will be selected with the assets we need, and you can kind of get a spot in the plaza. So the event is really shaping up to be really nice, a big thing across all of Web3 gaming, not just Decentraland games, but we really wanted to make sure we held spots specifically for those of you that have spent the time building games in Decentraland too. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew it was a free opportunity to get your live game in Decentraland, some additional exposure, and there will be a teleport provided that can bring people from your booth to your game in World. So that was all. Thank you.
Great. Thanks. Okay, I think we can move to our open forum section that we always do. So yeah, anyone wants to join the stage, feel free to raise your hand. Okay, seen some follow-up questions for Kim during the chat. And we have a speaker. Hey, last
Hey,
one.
what's up? Can you hear me? Hey, Ivy. It's not. Hey, just quickly, two things I think I just wanted to highlight, and then I did have questions, but we don't have to get to them. I'd really appreciate you, Ivy, being in the voice chat. I would encourage more of us to be in the voice chat. I think like yesterday or 2 days ago, it's like 10 of us got in there and started talking about some of these topics in our DAO, and it was really nice to have a good conversation and hear different perspectives and remove the noise of typing and being, tough with your words, and it was good to hear ideas. So I would encourage more people to be comfortable with just coming to listen, even in the voice chat, because there was a lot of progress, I think, and it was more specifically around the revamp to the grant system or the hybrid system, which is my second point of suggestion that everybody attend the next meeting next Wednesday or whenever it is to really understand what's going on in our DAO and how we can make it better. So all ideas and suggestions are definitely welcomed, and there's some concerning things that we need to address and make sure that happen and don't happen. So I just wanted to encourage people to come to voice chat, explain your ideas and your positions, and hang out more frequently outside of these town halls.
Awesome. Yeah, we've been hanging there in the voice chat. It's cool. You get to talk to people, and just debate in a more civilized way, so to speak. But yeah, it's great hanging out nonetheless. So appreciate the recognition, and yeah, we'll be around. And yeah, the session is next Wednesday. So. Okay. Anyone else want to share a word?
I think my one question is, Tobik mentioned maybe having a meeting about discussing the procedures of the DAO committee and maybe trying to formalize that or schedule that. So I don't know who's sort of could be in charge of spearheading that, Tobik or somebody else or HP, to help understand where the discretion stops and the technical feasibility begins when the DAO committee has to do something like enact a contract or like whatever action they take, because I think there's been some ambiguity in certain past actions and inactions. And so it's led to a lot of personal animosity in the DAO. So understanding better how we can improve where that discretion is and, coming together to a solution before it gets to a personal attack level, I think would be awesome. So however we can set that meeting up, I think that would be great too.
Yeah, I think we can set up a meeting to discussing those topics. Again, it's something that I'm open to discuss. I'm open to talk. I think it's interesting for the people that are not aware of the context of what Blastrom is saying. We are basically the discussion goes around if the things that maybe are not 100% written and the DAO committee does, and this goes because of a situation that happened where a DAO proposal has invalid details, right? And yeah, we cannot enact it, and there's this discussion if it should be possible for someone that for someone to change the details of the proposal. And I already said that I brought this topic to the rest of the core units, and the consensus was that if a DAO proposal is written and what is written there, we have to respect what it says there. But now the discussion is being opened, and people are giving their different opinions on if members should be able to do such thing. Basically, that if someone else wants to give an opinion, nice.
I saw HP come up. Yeah, but Tobik, I think it's about the discretion because, when you mention a detail changing in the proposal, while it is very material, important to the proposal, it doesn't change the underlying theme of the proposal, if that makes sense, right? And so that's where it comes into discretion versus technical feasibility, because it's about a smart contract, linked wearables. The proposal passed. The community said we want this linked wearables for better or worse, for as much money as it will cost or won't cost. The community passed it, right? The problem is it was a wallet address, not a smart contract, right? So that is the detail that is invalid. And so it's ballooned into a personal animosity where if both sides would have just been like, hey, look, if you could just provide us a valid smart contract, we will use our discretion to take that from the forum post or whatever medium you want to put it in and enact this proposal. And maybe there are more technical obstacles beyond that. That's what I was just trying to get at.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. but also I think it's important to say some stuff. So, for example, if the proposal was submitted to the DAO, right? Let's say a proposal is submitted, like it says, like I wish unicorns fly, right? And that proposal goes to governance. How we would enact that, right? So the thing somehow applies to a link variables proposal that it was submitted many times, and many times it was submitted with wrong information, not only on the smart contract, but we were never provided what was the method for creating such variables, right? So we are in the position of enacting a proposal that it's invalid, and now we have to take what someone else, what the one that published the proposal is saying, like outside the governance DApp, and change it just because he's saying such thing. So, I think that would be a really valid precedent for the DAO, and I think that would be like, kind of like negligent, like for our side, to be enacting something that it shouldn't be enacted. So that's like the first thing.
No, I agree. I agree.
And the second thing, which you're mentioning of that there is some discretion. I mean, I totally agree that there is something there to improve, right? To write what things can the DAO committee. Again, like this is a job that it's not like 100% specified, right? So we have to basically do our acts on what we think it's the things that best fits the things that are written on chain and our best intentions. And this type of things, I completely understand that here there is a place to improve. But specifically to the situation, like everyone is talking, I mean, you need to understand, I won't do something. I mean, if I consult with everyone, right, and I ask everyone, hey guys, do you think we should enact that? And like the consensus I get on that call, that again, we can have this call public if you guys want. The consensus was, no, it's not a good precedent for the DAO to be changing stuff off chain. It's like, what else do you want me to do? I'm trying to do like I have my best intentions, right? Like it's not that I have bad intentions, but I also need to be responsible with my job, right? All right, that's all.
No, totally. No, I appreciate it. Look, I know this on-chain, off-chain thing, and I just read Janko's comment. Can we all... The proposal is off-chain, is it not?
The proposal is on-chain, as far as I know. Maybe HP can give more information.
Yes, it's on-chain. It's off-chain. I think Gino wants to say something quickly.
Yeah, I just want to say something that maybe illustrates this a little bit. So the DAO committee should be absolutely replaceable. They should be bots, just signing things. In other DAOs, the proposals are completely on-chain and the execution of the proposal is completely permissionless, right? So basically, the proposal has a snippet of code that should be able to be executed on the EVM somehow. The problem with these kind of proposals is that they weren't work. They couldn't compile because they didn't have the information required. So even though I understand the frustration and I understand that sometimes, like especially the link variables feature, it might be complex to understand, and there are things there, and there are also personal, like where noise and things happening. The reality is that the DAO committee shouldn't make decisions. They should just enact what it is on the proposal. And if the fields on the proposal are not valid, we could consider that the code, like it won't compile, it won't work. So I think that's a good way of seeing it. I understand the concerns and I understand the frustration of Aaron, but that should be the reality, because as Shanko was saying, it would set a bad precedent. And I think
is that the reality now?
Yeah.
Do our proposals get compiled on chain?
No. That's what I'm saying. The model that we have in our DAO is that we have a DAO committee that it's like a trusted proxy. I mean, we are in the hands of TOEIC, Risk, and HP. That's the reality. And we trust them.
So we're trusting them, right? So what happens? I just want to love the hypotheticals. So what happened if this smart wearable, this linked wearable, had the correct smart contract? From a technical perspective, what would have been different if it was valid? From a technical perspective, what would have been different?
Two things.
We would have enacted it. So just to make it clear, we don't actually need the smart contract to enact it. Like it's not used anyway. Just by principle, linked variables are supposed to be linked to an NFT contract. That's it. So like if the NFT is not valid, we cannot enact it. We cannot enact it because of the rules, not because of a technical issue. Like when we input something, like when we create the smart contract, we just have to put the name, the description, the manager address on the API. Like the NFT address doesn't actually come into it at all. It's just that linkable are made to link an NFT into Decentraland. So if the NFT smart contract address is not valid, we should not enact that linked variable. That's it.
Fair, no, totally fair. Look, I get it. What I'm saying is there's discretion there because if it was valid, right? If there was a valid smart contract provided in the proposal, whether that proposal is on chain or off chain, you would still have to like currently copy that smart contract address, right? And paste it. Is that correct? Am I following?
Yes, that's correct.
No, we don't actually use an NFT smart contract anywhere.
No, the smart contract is just knowing like which NFT collection is he referring to. But I mean,
Okay,
there's also another
hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. So you're just saying it's immaterial though. You just said, HP just said it doesn't even matter if it you don't even use it. So my point is like,
it's part of the rules.
Problem.
It's part of the rules, and also it's part of the rules. And also, let me add something else. When you submit a link variables, you also need to explain the process that you use for creating those link variables, right? Because let's say you have like a lot.
I get it.
It wasn't presented. It wasn't presented.
I know.
Well, so what do you want me to do now? Like I'm trying to do my best, honestly, but I cannot.
No, this is where there's room for improvement. Is what I'm saying is take each piece as it is. There's other problems with the proposal. I'm not discounting that at all. I have agreed. I have said that you gotta work through the hurdles, right? And as Gino mentioned, the DAO committee, we are trusting them to make sure things happen. Of course, you can't have flying unicorns in Decentraland, and if anybody proposed that or whatever, the DAO committee we have entrusted to say, hey, that is not technically feasible. We can't do this in Decentraland. It's not possible, right? Totally valid, totally fair. I understand that. My point is, this isn't about a technical feasibility. It's gotten to a point where if somebody did provide the valid smart contract to you, that there's so much personal animosity that you just don't want to enact it for, to get to the next obstacle. Maybe the next obstacle is, it's invalid.
No, you are trying to make it personal, and it's not personal. Like, we would have done it even if it was done by someone else. Like, we will not have enacted it even if the proposal would have been submitted by anyone else.
But on a different obstacle, correct?
What? No, it's just that like this proposal has many things wrong.
No, if a smart contract address was provided in the original proposal, we can move to the next phase of it not being enacted, correct?
I don't understand your question. Like, there are many things wrong with this proposal. There was the smart contract address.
I know.
There was
the fact that
pets. There was the fact that pets were not good. There was pets are not currently allowed in Decentraland. There is no like pets slots. There is also the fact that the programmatical like how it was done was not provided. Like it just put some random text in there, meaningless. Like there are many things wrong, and that's not even including that's not something that takes that goes into accounts for the decision that if we enact it or not. But like this previous proposal is still waiting for a resolver and still waiting for the NFTs like over a year and a half after. But like that doesn't enter in the I would say that like it doesn't enter into the decision if we enact it or not.
I know. I'm not saying like, hey, he gave you a smart contract address, go and enact it. I never said that. What I'm saying is there's a level of discretion, as Gino highlighted, that our DAO committee are not robots. Therefore, there's a human element. Just like when you create grant vesting contracts with that website that I've never used, and I was genuinely curious about how you use it, you actually input the date. And so there is a human element to all of this. My point being, there's the human element on both sides have failed, where just because it's not in the original proposal doesn't mean you as a human can't say, hey, you know what? Can you provide me an actual smart contract? And then we can get going on this. Now, get going, there's a lot of other things that need to happen.
If we do that,
before we
like,
get going.
we create a lot of precedents for that, and like everyone is going to ask change in all direction. Like if it was an on-chain proposal, it wouldn't have worked.
Okay, but it's not. That's my point. It's not.
Yes, but like if we start to allow that, then we will have to allow a lot of other things after that.
A change, but you have discretion, right? Because who decided that you enact contracts on Tuesdays? So there's things that you guys decide that we entrust you with, which is fair.
That doesn't
but then there's
matter.
other
Like
things
which
that
day we enact the contract, that doesn't matter. I don't know why you obstinate about that Tuesday enacting thing. Like it doesn't matter at all.
it provides the human element in the situation where, again, I'm not discounting the rest of the problems with the proposal. But what I'm saying is the idea passed, right? There's one problem out of many that could be solved. You need a valid smart contract. And to have to rewrite the whole proposal just based on that to me sounds like there's some human element of discretion that can be handled to get to the other obstacles. And maybe the other obstacles are so egregious where you can't enact it. That's your decision.
This one is egregious. Unlike where linked wearable are supposed to have a smart contract, Aaron didn't have a smart contract until Topic made it clear to him that the proposal would not be enacted. When Aaron finally understood that, Aaron rushed on OpenSea or Rarible or whatever platform you can create smart contract on in 2 clicks. And he created a smart contract solely for that. And like he created like 2 items in that smart contract. So the smart contract was created like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, while the proposal was started like 2 months or 3 months ago. He rushed to create a smart contract just to fit like within the rules. Like that's not how it works. He knew like what the rules for linked wearable were, and he decided to ignore them. It's not like if he made a simple mistake and like had a typo in his smart contract address or something like that. Like if it's a legit error, yeah, fine, we can fix it. That's okay. But like if you are doing something wrong on purpose, and then when we say no, we won't enact it, you decide to like play the victim and try to fix it. That doesn't work like that.
Sure. Okay. So here's a hypothetical. What if I had everything else was right? I did everything on time. And when I put in the smart contract address, I accidentally hit D for dog instead of B for boy, and it was an invalid contract. Would you, the DAO committee,
allow me? That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Okay, so there's discretion. So there's discretion.
But that's not a legit mistake. It was willingly done this way. We told him many times within the forum, like under that proposal, please provide a valid smart contract address. He just preferred to like try to mock us during like all the duration of the proposal. He didn't try to fix it at all. Like he just tried to mock us during the whole proposal.
I get it. That's bad. I totally get it.
After the proposal passed, and he fully knew that his proposal was wrong. And after that, like a month later, when he finally understood that his proposal was not going to be enacted, then he did everything he could to fix it and try to play the victim.
I get it. I totally get it. There's, again, error on both sides immensely. What I was just mentioning.
It's not an error. It's not an error. Like, he did that willingly.
Hold on, HP. Why do I always get talked over and then you call me passive aggressive? I just don't understand that. Everyone always talks over me, and then if I say something that's very pointed, everybody gets offended.
That discussion.
And I'm bringing up the topic.
If you want to change topic, you can, but that discussion is going to lead nowhere, so I'm out of it.
Okay, I'll change topic. Sure. Discretion is you have the ability to change when a contract gets started for a grant. You have discretion. It's been noted. You have noted it in our forum chat of our proposal. So I'm saying there is a level of human discretion in your decision making, and I would like to have a meeting. I think it would behoove all of us to understand what types of discretions are allowed or not allowed that would be in the best interest of our DAO, because it has been proven that there are discretions taken outside of the technical feasibility. That's all. That's all I was saying.
Can I add something? When Shino was talking that the DAO committee role is to make a proxy on what is on chain, and or when HP said that the proposals are written on words, right? Like human words. As long as there is not an AI that is able to understand everything from an objective, even if that was even a thing, an objective way of understanding things and executing objectively, even if that's even possible. I mean, you could, as how you refer as discretion, you could always see some type of discretion, but in general, right? Like, let's go in general. Like, see the big picture. What is like the bad thing we have done here? We try to stay align with the rules of the DAO as much as we understand and in our good faith. We cannot I mean, we can discuss this. I think it's a topic we can discuss. But in regards to this particular case, I mean, do you guys really think that we are acting in bad faith? I mean, I honestly wonder that myself, but
I'm not wanting you to enact an invalid smart contract or an invalid linked wearable. All I'm saying is if we can get past the part of the smart contract, the address being an address versus a smart contract, if we can get past that with some human discretion, being like, oh, okay, we understand that. You know what? That's not the reason why we want you to resubmit. The reason why we want you to resubmit is because the actual smart contract that you finally gave us is shit. Your linked wearables is shit. There are no NFTs. There are no models, right? So, I just want to highlight the fact that there is some level of human discretion, and it failed miserably on both sides and totally ballooned into a personal animosity where no one wants to work with each other anymore. And understanding where these discretions lie could help us going forward, in the sense of when we work with the grant support squad pivoting, and it's April 9th, and we're asking to have a contract start on April 15th, which is the future. The DAO committee said we can't do that, but we could make it for even more in the future date. So there's human discretion in some level of decision making that needs to be at least understood. We're not saying it might need to even be changed. We just need to understand, because that will help us and help future grantees who are not entrenched in the DAO understand who's making these decisions and why.
Okay, we have another speaker. I think we have discussed this thoroughly. Maybe the idea of having a separate call or a separate space, to talk about this might be a good idea, just not to take the whole remaining time. So yeah, Make, not sure how to pronounce it. Do you want to say something?
Hey, can you hear me? This is Make.
Yeah.
How y'all doing, family? I am one of the team members who've been working on A Kid Called Beast Link Wearable project for the better part of 5 months. One Existence was with us. There have been many people who have helped make that happen. Kanessa, Dr. Drip, Rustan, the entire Kid Called Beast design team, and then also their devs. I think if we take a broad view from going through that process, as far as I know, we have been the last group of people really to be working on this as this has all come up. There have been quite a few roadblocks and things that have come up with it, right? The truth of the matter is, if we want to just be frank, or at least from my perspective at this point, it's a very challenging process, right? And we are asking from Decentraland, an incredible amount to the NFT projects that are coming in to be a part of this. And therein lies the first part of the problem. The reality is, if you want to make a link wearable, especially if you want them to be trait-based, right? You need an art team to come in and cut it up, reinvent it for Decentraland, which makes a lot of sense. The harder part and the more realistic thing is most projects don't really have huge dev teams. They are extremely expensive and it's very time consuming. So when you're asking the NFT projects to come in and then build an API that has to call out every 5 seconds, whatever, be extremely fast, you are asking a tremendous amount of work to be done by these NFT projects that honestly, if something like this gets approved, a lot of the work should actually, in my opinion, at least be either split or there should be a team that's really truly working. And I thank Nacho and Nico for working with us. But the reality is it's not enough of a bridge. The second part of this reality is this shouldn't live on most NFT project servers. The reality is there should be a middle layer that when an agreed upon situation happens, that there are link wearables, the concept, all that should happen is the art should be finished, whether that is 50-50 work or whatever. The reality is there should be a middle layer that just reads the contract and then assigns the link wearables. There's another issue, which is probably a bigger issue and probably the biggest to me as we roll forward. And we are very close. I can say today alone, we were testing the API that a kid called Beast went out of their way, mostly for the community that has been fiercely loyal to do this work. So it is going to be finished, but regardless, it shouldn't be living on their servers, A. It should be something where we're reading the contract somewhere in between this middle layer that gets read and redistributed. The second problem, and it's a bigger problem with Decentraland altogether and linked wearables, is anybody who's been in the metaverse, including myself, including it happened to Rustan, whose name is on the contract after this happened, we all can get drained at any time. We don't have the right to be remembered from Decentraland. We do not have the right to delegate a wallet to Decentraland. This is something that should be done on Decentraland's website, where we have options to have different wallets that explain who we are as a community. Because truth be told, any NFT, blue chip or not, project with any type of value, almost 99.999% of them do not want you connecting your actual wallet to anything. And so there are a lot of different paths you can take. One of the solutions already exists within the builder and delegating land to the builder. If we could extend that fact to the point where we could put in our wallet address one time to have that linked wearable available to our metaverse wallets, two things would happen. One, just like when I got, trained and I had to start over. So I went from having 100 friends in Decentraland and then my wallet got drained. Thank God I didn't have my main wallet attached and all I lost was a bunch of wearables and all my friends. We are putting a severe amount of risk in place by telling people to connect their vaulted wallets to Decentraland, and it's a mistake that should be corrected. The second major aspect that needs to be fixed is we should not be telling these projects who, if I had to be really honest, I had to pull my entire teeth and not get on my knees and beg, but it took a lot of work to get a kid called Beast to want to come into Decentraland. Because they weren't looking at Decentraland as a current viable option for them. So they questioned the entire time up until this point, why should they be doing all this work? We got approved. Why wouldn't Decentraland be doing this work to welcome us? When we have a brand that right now has a lot more energy, a lot more upwind, and a lot more people who want to work with us. Why are we doing this work? And my answer was because we have some of the most fiercely loyal beasts who have hung in there, show up every day, and the proof was in the pudding. So it is getting done. And when I mean literally today, we were getting the API tested to the CRN numbers. There is some adjustment to be done. But there are bigger issues that we're asking about with making linked wearables happen right now. Safety, ease, and acceptance. This is how it has to be recreated. In my opinion, having spent 5 months talking to everybody in the middle, honestly speaking, when somebody goes right now to build a link wearable and they read the process, it does not indicate what really needs to happen in a clear and exact manner. It is left to figure out step by step. And honestly, if it, I mean, myself, Kanessa, Rustan, we've all worked for free. We did this on purpose because we did not want everybody pissed off. We did not want to start all the drama that happens when you get this process. Started any process started in DCL. We did it out of love and respect for all parties. This has got to change, though. If you want to start welcoming in the youths, if you want to start welcoming in all these different groups of people, you have to add it in where there are teams that are actually going to do the work from DCL. And you can't just ask that. This is why all the old ones are broken as well. Because now everything's been updated. You want a quicker API, and there's no devs left for half of those old projects to do the work. So the answer has to be a middle layer where they're reading the blockchain that has been approved. That blockchain would be accepted and read, and then it would go to the link wearable. You can't put it on these projects because they're not going to come. Without 5 months of free work and over 400 hours personally, this is never going to get done. It is going to get done today. We are literally fighting still. But the way this is set up is for the past. And it's time to start thinking about the future. So that's what I have, and I'm probably the closest one to dig this out. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for the feedback and for explaining that in such a clear way. It's the best way. Thank you. Okay, folks, we are about to hit the 1 hour mark.
Hey, can I talk?
Unless we have any closing statement or something, we can begin wrapping this up.
Thanks, man. I'll make it short. I just want to shout out to Make. I want to shout out to Last Strong. You guys have been killing it. You guys have been working really hard. I understand. And Make, bro, I do not wish this path upon anybody. So I know you're down the same path as me right now, and you're dealing with the same hurdles. So out of respect to you and everybody you mentioned, Rustan, Kness, everybody. Yeah, this is wild. And there's a reason why there's only pretty much us less still trying to do this. It's nuts. Just for anyone that doesn't know, it's super simple. We had 2 proposals passed to get linked wearables connected to Decentraland, and we have 2 people that are refusing to enact it. That it's their literal only job to do is enact contracts. There's a ton of drama, Game of Thrones type drama behind the scenes of people in power doing things for this and that reasons. I don't care, man. I don't even care. Just please enact the contract. What do you guys want me to do? Literally, I'm like not even trying to be funny or fight anymore. It's like all these jokes that we do. I get it. You can read the thousands of novels written in the Decentraland Discord. Smart contracts. What do you want? Let's get it enacted. I have Board 8 Yacht Club, which is 10,000 people. I have 8 Coin, which is like 150,000 people. I have Waifuman. I have all these communities that are waiting to get their collections to Decentraland that I worked literally 3 years on since Yamel sent me on that mission. And I'm here. We spent the time. We spent the tens of thousands of dollars on the 3D molds. We're ready to go, man. What can we do to get you guys to not do some
submit the right proposal with the right
Rob L to vote down one of my things? What can we do?
Let me just respond to you and say, I will personally come take a look at your backside because I have been through the absolute gauntlet. And I want to let y'all know, the Kid Call Beasts are coming in. We are about to finish the way this is made. So without anything, Aaron, let me extend a hand. Let me see the field with you, and let's at least look at the roadblocks from the way it was meant to work, because it is not the clearest thing. It is not a clear path currently,
Yes.
but I'm more than happy to at least connect the dots to figure it out. Either way, we did it the way it's meant to be done. It is about to be finished. I am super grateful to all involved who made it happen. And there are solves that are possible. So let's just take a look at it together.
Can I say something? Can I say something? I could have a unicorn in my garage, but if I'm asking you to give me a smart contract and many times you pay something that has nothing to do, we ask you again, and you even doesn't even send us the correct smart contract. Do you want us to last forever and ever in this nonsense, infinite? So it's not that we don't want to do your job. And you go back to an argument that it's not even like the argument we are saying. The argument we're saying is what you submitted, it's wrong. You make us lose our time. You don't send the right details. And worse, like the way you interact on the, and this of course goes to everyone, right? I sometimes fail on this one too. But the way you interact on the Discord server, it's pathetic. I mean, it's horrendous. I mean, you are aggressive, you're rude. I mean, it's not that we don't want to enact it because we have something personal. The details are wrong. The details are wrong. You're not even able to deploy the correct API. I mean, you need to know how to deploy the API. You never read the documentation. One of your link warehouse collection is out there, and you never even deploy the API. And what do you want us to do? And you say, no, he doesn't want to do his job. He doesn't want to do his job. Two members. Come on, man.
Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to make.
Can I respond to that,
Just trying-
please? Aaron, I don't know what Aaron's done. I'm sure he's frustrated. You know, I've been around here for a couple years. I don't come around often. The reality is, when it comes to bringing these things into Decentraland, this is why. Like, he's not a dev, right? And from reading the docs and meeting with a ton of devs and doing this stuff, this is why link variables do need to change, because it's what you're saying right now. And I apologize who didn't talk. Yeah, right now, Aaron needs his API on his server, which connect to the endpoints that then connect to the URNs and then to the builder. So I can understand. Excuse me?
What was that hard to do for you, that API? Because it's literally like 3 endpoints.
I mean, I wouldn't have been me making it personally. I'm just a community person,
Because
right?
like
So I had to
can make it, you can make that endpoint like over 3 hours. That's not a lot of work.
That is somebody, I left that for the
And
devs. I'm very lucky that a kid called Beast dev team has put in the work to build it themselves, house that API on their servers, and then connect it. It's not for every project. This is my whole point. Now.
Sorry, Mick, but these are two separate discussions. One discussion is that link worlds are hard to make, that the process should be improved. Yes, I agree. We can think on many ideas on how we could make the link worlds process better. We could think of a visual editor. We could even release a vid to make sure someone develops a tool for the Decentraland DAO to make link worlds easier. That's something we can discuss. But that's a separate discussion from the previous discussion. The previous discussion is him wanting us to enact something that is invalid, something that is incorrect. And, we cannot do such thing, and he keeps insisting, and he thinks it's something personal when it's not. But, I understand what you're saying about...
Oh, and I agree with you.
Stop lying. You literally did it. You literally did it, and you're saying you can't do it again. So please, I'm down to keep quiet like I've been, but do not lie.
What I said... So it's true that one of Link Oracle's proposals of Aaron got linked incorrectly. I mean, that's true. I mean, the one who I don't know who enacted that. I didn't personally enact it. I mean, I was not at the DAO committee at that time. It's true that was enacted at some point. even if that happened, that doesn't mean that we should keep repeating the error. So when I see this and when I see your proposal and when it says smart contract, I don't read a smart contract. When you are supposed to give me the method you use to develop the 3D models, you don't do it. When even this failed proposal that has been enacted, you weren't even able to deploy the API resolver. The feeling it gives me, it's not. Let me finish. Let me finish. The feeling that I get, it's not that you are looking for help. I mean, you're just trying to get what you want, despite it's not possible, or let me rephrase it in a way you like it, despite it's out of the protocol, or despite
the truth.
What is the truth?
Yeah, the truth. Yeah, you said the way I like it. I like it when you tell the truth, not lies. Thank you. Continue.
And why it's not the truth? Why it's not the truth that you pay something that it's not a smart contract? Like, tell me, is it that not true? Tell me, isn't that true?
Sorry, say it again. I couldn't understand you.
So the address you pasted was a smart contract?
The what?
The address you pasted on your last proposals was a smart contract?
Okay. You're asking if I posted a smart contract under the section
yes.
that I posted called smart contract?
Yes. Was a smart contract?
Yeah. Sure. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know, but how can you reply me? I don't know. You literally go to ErrorScan, you copy that, and you see if it's a smart contract. I mean, you're completing and you are like wasting everyone's time voting on something, and you don't even read
Okay, we are done.
All right.
That's it. We already talked about it a lot.
Yeah. Hey guys, you can keep that discussion private. I think we've gone through this. Hey folks, past an hour. Thank you everyone for joining. Just another quick announcement. This is going to be the last town hall of the month because we have a summit. So we should be all focusing on that and be excited about that happening, which is huge. So thank you everyone. We'll meet you in Discord, voice channel. We have a couple of meetings going on. So then again, thank you everyone for joining, for your time. And yeah, see you guys around. Have a good one.